Yeah, I'll ask a couple of questions. Firstly, how's Malcolm? How's Mal? Do you still?
Great.
He's doing
great.
amazing. Yeah, he had a surgery recently, and he said he feels fitter now than before he had his heart attack in 2013. So he's doing really well. He's still living in Germany.
Thank you for asking, because we are so happy for Malcolm. He's really healthy now.
Is he still playing?
He's bought a drum kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether he could ever play live again, but it's just great to think that he's actually playing drums again, because he was so sick.
If he can just play drums in the studio again, that would be nice.
So might he feature in the future with OMD?
Who knows? I mean,
yeah, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, it's
we're just happy.
We'll have to see. We're happy for his health. That's the most important.
Yeah,
because we were quite worried about him, but he's really made a great recovery.
That was my question anyway. We're all OMD fans. We go to all the gigs and everything like that, and probably as OMD gigs, fans, we probably like the album stuff more, maybe whatever. But over all the years, I and maybe lots of us here have been to loads of festivals with loads of friends, time and time again. We've never seen OMD live. I just want to know whether you're aware, without wishing to sound sycophantic and everything like that, how aware you are of what the general public feel. Have never seen OMD live until they see you for the first time. That's what we go see. They might go see Simple Minds with me 20 years ago, but they're blown away by OMD. Aha in Canterbury last year, time and time again at festivals. Are you aware what the non-OMD fans think about when they see you for the first time?
Well, this is the reason why we started doing festivals. Because in the 80s we didn't do many festivals, mainly because it was very difficult to do. We had so many channels and things, and we didn't have digital desks, so when you're thrown on stage at a festival without a sound check, you sound like hell. So we stopped doing them then. But because of all the technology now, we can go on stage and sound really good because everything's set in the digital world, you know. So we can now be confident to do festivals, and one of the reasons why we started to do them was because we thought maybe we're a bit of a secret. We had our hardcore following, but could we expand out from there? So
it was frustrating. We actually had an argument with our agent, who was like, "Don't go and do the retro festivals. Don't be a nostalgia band. You're a standalone live act." And we were like, "Yeah, but exactly what you said. People who've seen us come again." And people who haven't seen us go, are they any good? So we just thought, let's go down to a field where there's 30,000 people and kick them in the ass. And then, and everybody goes, oh, I had no idea. And I mean, it's been noticeable that since we started doing festivals,
we sell out our own tours.
The audience has gone up. So you're absolutely right. We had to make a decision to do that though, because there was an element of us that went, do we just want to do an hour of hits? But the fact of the matter is, we can, and there's nothing wrong. The great thing about being in Orchestral Manoeuvres of the Dark now is we can do anything we want. We can do museums, we can do orchestras, we can do weird esoteric things. We can
play roll out the hall, playing Dazzle Ships on it.
And we can do an hour of hits at a festival and have a blast, and everything's acceptable. It's good fun.
Okay, next question. We've got time for a few more questions.
The new single that you've got out, it's absolutely gorgeous, but for the fans who have all the memorabilia, we don't have a CD or vinyl. And we were discussing this online last week, saying we have all of the singles, we have all of the albums, we have nothing for the new one to apart from it's on
the CD of the 40
so it'd be lovely just to have. I mean, you've got a card in there, I'm going to pictures if you don't a card in the cafe, and if that's what you're just going to get. But there is nothing for us. And
it's a dilemma.
Yeah, it is a dilemma.
We had a record label who own our catalogue, and they didn't want to release a hard product. Also, it would have come out the same week we were releasing the Electricity single,
We had to pick our battles with them as well, because the whole box set is a beautiful thing, and we needed them to make a lot of concessions to make that box set, because there's so many lovely things in it.
The box set's been really, really hard to get right. I mean, as you all know, we've had catalogue come out in the past where somebody's dropped the ball, the wrong version of something, or there's a typo, or there's, and it was just like, there were a number of things that were wrong. That this box should have been out ages ago, but we kept sending it back going, that's not right. That needs to be better. That needs to be tightened up. So that was our primary function. And I would have loved to have had something you could hold in your hand. I'm old school like that. I would have loved to have had, a don't go product. But for us, and I think this is typical Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, what we've done in celebrating 40 years is the 40 singles is like the cherry on the cake, but the cake is actually the deep dive. That's we could have done all sorts of crap on there, but we said to Universal, we want to find stuff that people haven't got, because you guys want that box, not because of the 40 singles, you've got them all. You want dazzle ships from Hammersmith-Odeon that you've never heard before. You want the 22 unreleased things that you've never heard before. A collection of the Top of the Popsies and the videos that haven't been available digitally. So that for us was more important, to collate a catalogue that was really strong. Yeah, we would have loved to have put something. We had to wait months just to get the video. It has been slow. It's very different. But in their defence, Universal were having to do 10 million different things at once. Normally, you've just got an album and a single. This had, this was a catalogue of stuff, and we were not going to let this go until it was right. We just finished touring in America for 2 months. We had 2 weeks off before we go and do another 35 gigs. The box was supposed to have been out in the spring. It's fallen in our 2 weeks off, but it was so important to us that this is our labour of love, that there's no point releasing the box if we don't do press and we don't do interviews. And I thought the only thing we had to do was come and have this jolly celebration. And this, so this is, I'm looking forward to going back on tour. It's going to be a holiday compared to the 2 weeks off tour. But, would we have liked to have done a 7-inch or a CD? Yeah. The only thing I'll say is, we haven't got a B-side.
And no time to wrap off.
Ask a few questions, there's a few hands up here. Skinny's going to ask a question.
I was asking about the Gramophone Suite, but do you think, you can ask how important was on your early albums, I was thinking, do you think there should be a plaque outside there? Because every time I say people to do the Beatles, I always show what the Gramophone Suite is.
Oh, thank you for doing that.
It's a pleasure.
This is Skinny, who used to come to the Gramophone Suite with his mate when they were 14 and annoy the hell out of us. You know what? One of my other hats is I'm on the LCR music board, and we're looking at.
So you can organise this then?
Too right. Nepotism for my own history. There's a really good idea to link Liverpool's two. Am I allowed to talk about this in public? Yeah, all right, because you're on the board as well. To link geographically and historically the two main threads of Liverpool music, or two of the main threads, to go from Nems, which is now Forever 21 on Whitechapel, where Epstein had his office, put an Epstein statue there on Whitechapel, and then have a walk of, how many steps is it? 239 or 300 how many? 292. Thank you, Paul. Steps from Nems to the cavern, the walk that Epstein took to discover the Beatles. Because on the way, you go past Probe Records, you go past Zoo Records, in the Chicago building on the corner there, you go past the Gramophone Suite, and you go past the Grapes, you go past. And you go past Eric's and you get to the Cavern. So it would be a great way of linking all those things together. And I think that for tourists in Liverpool to have that double theme of that short walk where they go, oh wow, all these things. Even across the road from where Probe used to be, the tiny little music shop where we found Malcolm's snare drum after it had been nicked by Dave Bell.
That's right.
Listen, bless him, at least he allowed us to put that in the book after all these years. But so there is, I love the idea of it. I mean, listen, the telephone box has got a plaque.
Yeah.
Why not the Gramophone Suite?
Exactly.